Without my 9 to 5, I wouldn't be able to be painted purple in a Japanese sushi restaurant.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to Inside the Lines. Today my guest is rapper extraordinaire from Baltimore here, DDM.
Hi guys!
So, I told you a little bit about the show.
Yes.
Our first choice for you is to pick which coloring book you would like to go with today. I tried to give you some good choices.
Alright, so I'm gonna go with Vampirina.
Okay.
Only because it looks like she'll be easier for me.
She'll be easier? Okay, fair enough.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, man.
Oh my
So
goodness.
just pick a spot, you can just color away, brother.
Okay, let me find a good one because I want a nice portrait.
Okay. So let me start by saying congrats on the album.
Thank you.
I know it has probably been a journey,
It has.
and everything you're doing is looking good. I'm enjoying all the music, the content, the videos. It's looking good, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell me, we've known each other for a little bit now. What is for you the toughest part about music creation?
The toughest part about the music creation isn't the writing process itself.
Yeah.
It's the galvanizing all of the pieces, booking the studio time, sitting through mastering, getting the producers together.
Yeah.
Like, that's all, like, I call it paperwork.
Yeah.
You gotta sit and you gotta do all of that stuff. But without it, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So you gotta book your studios, you gotta sit through mastering, you gotta look for the right person to master your product. And that's I'm all speaking from an indie perspective too. As an indie musician, you kind of like have to do all of that yourself.
Yeah.
Versus where if you're like signed or you have management and things like that, that kind of gets facilitated for you to a certain degree.
Yeah. Nice. So with what has been the inspiration for the latest album?
Beautiful Gowns was actually a love letter to not only Baltimore City, but also to gay men of color.
Okay.
I feel like our culture and how we work inside of culture doesn't get accurately reflected the way that it actually is.
Okay.
And I wanted to give a first-person perspective of how we do things, how we view things, how we feel about it, without it being over-glamorized or becoming trauma porn.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when they do our stories, it's like so sad and so like, nobody shows the uplifting, we've got to keep it moving side of what we do.
Yeah.
So that was a big reason. This is actually going to be my last project. And so a lot of that, I was like, well, these are all of the things I wanted to say. Basically, I ended up saying everything that I've been wanting to say for years to a certain degree. And it turned out to be one of my most successful outings. So now, instead of this being the last one, I'm like already writing a follow-up for next year.
Nice, man. That's exciting. That's really exciting.
It is.
So, speaking on that, like I said, we've known each other for a little bit, back in the Mania days.
Yes.
So back then, so that was probably about, what, was that?
That's about 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Your voice, do you feel like you weren't, like then, was it more limiting in what you feel like you could have said in your voice? Like, do you feel like the progress has come into a spot where now you feel like you can comfortably say your voice, or did that never really matter to you?
It did matter in the beginning. I had to wait for time.
Yeah.
When I first started, the world wasn't where it is now.
Exactly.
It just wasn't. And when you're working in a collective, you're not just writing for yourself. You're writing because you're representing that collective. And the collective, and this is one thing I learned about being in bands, groups, is that it teaches you how to work and how to compromise.
Yeah.
which from a business aspect, that helped me a lot. From a creative aspect, it kind of stifled me a little bit.
Yeah.
So now, because it's just me, I'm only speaking for myself, I'm not representing anybody else, I get to say exactly what I want, how I feel, and also I'm more confident now and I own who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Back then I wasn't really owning it.
No, that's good, man. Do you feel like, as on a bigger scale, do you feel like the things with the LGBT community is in a good place? Do you think is there still room to grow? Like, where do you feel that things are at with the community as a whole?
There's always room to grow.
Yeah.
That just goes without saying. But I do feel like, compared to when I first started to now, absolutely, it's almost night and day.
Yeah.
Even with how, like, people treat me at work, because I still work a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So, like, even with how people treat me at work, like, my relationships with my straight male counterparts are just different. Like, I'll say certain verbiage, and 10 years ago, I could speak damn near in Morse code, saying some of the lingo and terms that we have been staples in the community.
Yeah.
And now, they know what I'm talking about, so I can't talk about them, you know, to their face in another code, because they get it now. So, and they'll say, so what are you throwing shade? Like, and it's so funny to hear, like, my straight male counterparts use those terms, or like, he tried it. Or something, like it's just so, but I welcome it, because that's a sign of growth. And that is a sign of change.
That's good, man. That's very true. So before I forget to even ask you, so what are some ways, if people are trying to find you on like socials or just find you anywhere, like what are the different ways people can find you online or reach out to you if they wanted to?
You can find me basically on all of the outlets. My YouTube channel, Secretary of Shade, where I do all my political readings and things like that. And actually, shout out to the cabinet, because they helped me revitalize my personality brand. Because I'm not a beauty brand. I'm not the guy that you post a photo on Instagram and it's going to get 1,000 likes. I'm not that handsome, but I'm a personality brand. And what the cabinet taught me is how to, they taught me that you are enough. You can find me there, YouTube, Secretary of Shade, Instagram at GODDM, go DDM, or on Twitter at Uncle Lulu. Sorry for all of the differences. That's like terrible for branding. And it's Uncle with a K.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, they can find me all there.
Okay, cool. So, how long have you been in Baltimore?
I'm born and raised here. I lived here my whole life. I'm a native. I love this city.
Yeah.
It's not without its improvements or necessary changes, but I'm born and raised here. I'm fortunate that I've been able to travel and see different places so far, but I love my city. I'm a true Baltimorean.
Yeah.
I'm not a transplant. Like, I've been here.
And what do you think are some challenges, either just for the city in general, or and for maybe the LGBT community here in the city?
I think the crime is always the issue. I mean, it's the elephant in the room. You can't ignore the crime.
Yeah.
And there are people who have different opinions on the crime. I think, honestly, this city, it has to be a partnership. It can't just be the police, and it can't just be the citizens. You can't tell citizens, if you say something, say something. Yes, they can do that, but there does have to be work with the police. At the same time, as citizens, you can't just say, well, the police isn't doing nothing. The mayor isn't doing nothing. We've had 800,000 police commissioners and 800,000 mayors.
Yeah.
It can't be all of them. Okay, at some point, as a community, as a city, you have to kind of take your city back and say, no, we're not going to be dealing with this. You know?
So do you feel like that, I mean, because I've noticed that can happen sometimes with like Baltimore in general. It seems like, you know, when it's when it's easy to like applaud something, you know, people tend to, but like you're saying, that long-term support can kind of be an issue.
Exactly.
Do you feel like that's a Baltimore problem? Like,
that's the way the world works.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And so you think it's just in general?
People in
people
general
are that.
Like case in point, this album.
Yeah.
I would go places prior to this record coming out, and they'd be like, "So, I mean, DDM, you're still here in Baltimore?" Like you could tell the sentiment was, "Oh, he's finished."
Yeah. Because you're still you're still in Baltimore.
What else? Because I've had a storied career here, but they're not looking at all of the obstacles and all of the roadblocks that I, as a queer artist, out queer artist who raps in a way that I do had to face. They're grading me against everything else. They're grading me against the field, which is fine. But even with this album, the way people would talk to me, oh, okay, nobody was calling me for anything.
Yeah.
I put this record out with the video because I know how music business works and I understand how people work. So I never took it personally. Secretary of Shade started happening, I started reading the books.
Yeah.
That started blowing up. Oh, DDM, what's going on? I do the Omarosa video. Oh, yes. And that's the thing, too. You can't let people decide what you're going to be.
Yeah.
Because when Secretary of Shade happened, oh, you should just totally not do music anymore. You should just do politics. People love that for you. I don't chase trends.
Yeah.
I chase what's true to my heart. Okay? And as human beings, we are three-dimensional people. Why can't I do more than one thing?
Yeah.
You know? But when the Omarosa shit happened, everybody's like, politics, that's your thing. You gonna do a politics show? And everybody expected, like, even with the Omarosa interview, I started doing like a webcast for it. And the thing that people have to remember with this business, the money does not come immediately.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, today I'm interviewing Omarosa, tomorrow I'm getting a $50,000 check.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not how it works, okay? And I started doing a webcast for it, and like, they were like, it felt like they were expecting money like immediately.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, your YouTube and your AdSense, and I'm like, don't you know how YouTube AdSense works? Like, they don't just pay you that same day. Like, there's still a threshold.
I was gonna say, you gotta hit the threshold and stuff.
There's a way that this works.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay? And a lot of times people don't understand that.
Yeah.
And you have to go and you have to tell them, like, sir, this is how it works. So the webcast, I had to kill it, which was egg on my face. I done took a lot of hits trying to make a lot of things work. But I love taking these hits because they prepare me for how to deal with disappointment. So when you get in the big arenas, it's not, you know, oh my gosh, kind of a moment for you.
Who are some artists that have inspired you over the years?
Oh my God, Diana Ross, Tina Turner, Pavarotti, Liberace.
Yeah.
Barry White. I love Rick Ross. I love Barry White. Here's why I love Barry White. Barry White is so great to me because he's not a traditionally good-looking person, but he has sex appeal.
Oh yeah.
And with that orchestra, with Love Unlimited, like, who was incorporating orchestras? And to this day, who's even still doing that? Like, to go on Soul Train and have like an orchestra on Soul Train.
Yeah.
You know, that's the type of carrying on that I like.
If you had it your way, would you have something like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The minute I get my real shot, understand,
it's gonna be big.
People will be dropping from the ceiling. There will be levitations.
Yeah.
I keep having this vision of a rainbow bridge like in Thor.
Okay.
That illuminates. And if anybody ever has this, know that they stole it from me. I'm saying this, the camera one. If you ever see an illuminated neon rainbow bridge that comes from the stage floor up over the crowd to the opposite end of the arena, you know where they stole it from.
Copyright, either.
Absolutely.
Copyright DDM.
The C, okay?
But no, I think that's great, man. Like, I think the fact that you are, you know, you're pushing all the gears in the right direction. So it is very exciting, and I think, like you're saying, it's very near on the horizon for things.
And it's like, it's funny because I do work a 9 to 5, and you know, I had made a post about this on Instagram, I believe, and I said, like, it's in vogue for like people to be like, oh, you're an artist and you have a job. How the fuck else you think this shit is gonna get paid for?
Yeah.
Okay, without my 9 to 5, I wouldn't be able to be painted purple in a Japanese sushi restaurant. Okay?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to have laundry machines rigged up in Metro Gallery with neon lights with 4 costume changes. That shit costs money.
Yep.
Okay? Without the 9 to 5, until I get that situation,
Yeah.
it doesn't happen.
Exactly.
You can't put $1,000 ads on your visuals or in online marketing. Where's the money gonna come from?
Yeah. That's true.
And I ain't on the block. I ain't flipping no birds.
Yeah.
I ain't pushing no whites. This is coming from me punching the clock every day from 8 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Sometimes 8 p.m.
Yeah. No, man, that's great. So, I guess before we wrap things up for the day, I wanted to see if I could potentially try to do a very bad beat on this table.
Okay.
And you could lay down some bars, as the kids say, these days. Because I'll tell you, I remember I don't know how much you still talk to Kane.
We talked maybe, I want to say, has it been 6 or 7 months ago?
I was gonna say, I know he's like off.
Yeah.
Where is it? He's like off somewhere.
He's on
south.
sabbatical.
Yeah.
You know, he's somewhere.
He's doing his thing. But when we were shooting the Hello music video, I remember we had to wait overnight in like a Dunkin' Donuts in New York. And I just ended up like randomly at one point like making a beat, and then he started just like rapping in this Dunkin' Donuts at like 4 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
in New York because we missed the mega bus and had to wait for the next one the following morning.
Oh
it was
my
a rough
goodness.
night.
Oh.
But yeah, that was something that was always funny to me that like that even ended up happening.
Dunkin' Donuts.
But yeah, let's see. Let me think. Okay.
Your whip techie, your girlfriend a hoopty. You stay in Michael Kors cause you can't afford Gucci. My wrist on Chanel, my bag on Louis. And when I'm on the plane, all my luggage on to me. I'm the shit, my swagger on Dookie. It's like I push packs, you puffin' on Lucy's. I'm from over west, the twerkers on Hoochie. Dope boys lit and the girls on Pookie. I be up with shit you can't afford to cop your bitch. No, she ain't my type, but she can come and get this dick. Fat boy mob, got a sucking on my tits. Get your cameras out, cause we about to make a flip. Looking.
Awesome. DDM, thank you so much for being on the show, man. I appreciate it. That was some terrible drumming, but thank you so much.
It worked.
Thank you guys for watching. Check out DDM, his new album,
Beautiful Gowns.
Check it out now. Watch the visuals. Support local music. All right. Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.